I suddenly regained my brightness and then found a tissue under the bed. It says, "Don't tell them, you can see." I turned my head and met an expressionless face. The woman's face was very close to me, with an exaggerated curve on the corner of her mouth. "Can you see it? 3 months ago, I became blind due to a car accident. In order to take better care of me, my parents moved our family to the outskirts far from the city. Just last night, I miraculously recovered my vision. I was about to tell my parents the good news, but suddenly I found a crumpled tissue under the bed. I have a strong habit of cleanliness, so I took out the tissue. The words on the tissue made me frown. "Don't tell them you can see." The handwriting on the tissue was crooked and twisted, as if someone had written it in extreme haste. There is no one else here, and this "they" clearly refers to my parents. I have no idea who stuffed this tissue under my bed. In the past 3 months, only my parents and my husband Albert have come to my room. At this moment, a knock on the door sounded. "Cherry, Mom made some soup for you," her kind voice rang from behind the door. I casually threw the tissue into the trash can. But when I opened the door, my pupils suddenly shrank. I saw a strange woman standing at the door holding a bowl, looking at me with a smile on her face. Her lips were painted bright red, and the smile on her face looked so strange. This is clearly not my mother. I took a sudden step back and looked at her in shock. My mother has a kind face, but this woman is very shrewd in appearance, and her facial features are not exactly similar to mine. But the strangest thing is that her voice is exactly the same as my mother's. I was about to question who she was, but suddenly remembered the words on the tissue. I can't be seen by them. "Cherry, what's wrong? Is there something uncomfortable?" The woman took a worried step closer to me. "Mom, just leave the soup here. I'll eat it later." I groped and sat on the bed, slowly saying, "Cherry, the soup is hot. Why don't Mom feed you?" said the woman. I immediately rejected the woman and said, "Mom, I'm a bit sleepy and want to sleep for a while. I'll let it cool before eating." The woman nodded, didn't say anything, and then went out. The moment she opened the door, I breathed a sudden sigh of relief. The back has been completely wet with cold sweat.